She simply sniffed the air with her nose, and instantly realized there was something wrong with the passenger's bag.
Eu vou arriscar.
As a security screener, Tina possesses a natural gift. She doesn't need a scanner or a sniffer dog. She can detect danger solely by her sense of smell. As soon as she took the passenger's bag, she determined that it contained several bottles of Baijiu. At first, her colleagues thought she was joking. But after inspecting the bag, they discovered the dangerous items inside matched Tina's suspicions exactly. But that was nothing compared to what happened next. Just as a businessman was passing through the security checkpoint, Tina suddenly caught a whiff of something unsettling, the scent of a crime. But when her colleagues searched his luggage, they found nothing out of the ordinary. A second search also turned up nothing, yet Tina refused to let him through. Instead, she demanded to inspect his cell phone. Without giving it a second thought, the man pulled out his phone, but to his utter surprise, Tina simply took a deep breath while holding the phone, and instantly realized there was something on the memory card. As Tina reached to remove the memory card, the man snatched it and swallowed it in one gulp. Seeing this, the officers immediately tackled him to the ground, and forcibly pried the memory card out of his mouth. Sure enough, a few days later, her boss praised her, simply because the memory card contained incriminating footage. However, her boss was very puzzled as to how Tina had known. Tina simply said it was a natural gift of hers, and it was precisely because of this that her boss assigned Tina a new task, to work with an assistant to track down the person who filmed the video. Soon, based on clues from the video files, the investigators zeroed in on a residential building, but just as they were heading toward the building, Tina suddenly noticed a man on a bicycle passing by her, who gave off that same scent she detected before. Realizing he might be the criminal, Tina quietly followed him up the stairs and stood outside the apartment door, sniffing the air. Just then, the man's wife suddenly opened the door and asked Tina what she was doing at their doorstep. Immediately afterward, the man appeared behind her, looking visibly uneasy. Tina was convinced they were hiding a secret, but since they didn't have a search warrant, they had no choice but to leave. Back at the police station, they reported everything that had happened, and the assistant mentioned one detail. When the couple opened the door, the sound of a baby crying had come from inside the apartment. Strangely, however, after checking their records, it turned out the couple didn't actually have a child. Yet it was precisely because of this that they obtained a search warrant. Without a moment's hesitation, Tina took her assistant and quietly slipped into the couple's room. Soon they found a crib, but strangely, the baby was nowhere to be seen. Just then, Tina caught a whiff of a foul odor, a smell so sickening it made her want to vomit. Following the scent, Tina made her way to a trophy, and the smell was indeed coming from inside it. So they opened the trophy, and, sure enough, found a hidden camera inside. It was indeed evidence of the couple's crimes. By the next day, the couple had been taken to prison. Although Tina's sense of smell was very useful in the city, she longed for the forest more than the city. She preferred the company of animals to that of humans. After all, because of her appearance, no one was willing to be her friend. It seemed Tina would spend the rest of her life alone. But one day, while heading to work as usual, she encountered a man whose scent was similar to hers. He looked almost exactly like her.
You're sick.
Yeah.
So he was brought inside for a search, but when her colleague came out, he looked embarrassed, because there was a scar on his tailbone that looked as if it had been cut off. But this discovery piqued Tina's interest in him, because she had a scar just like that on her own tailbone, one she'd had since she was a child. Once she learned he wasn't carrying any dangerous items, Tina went inside to apologize to him, but the man wasn't angry. Instead, he said his name was Vor, and that he lived at a small hotel nearby, and hoped Tina would become his friend. As soon as Tina got home, she went straight to her father, and asked how her scar had appeared. Her father said she'd gotten it from a fall when she was little. Tina knew full well her father was lying, so she didn't press the issue any further. Instead, the next day she went to the motel where Vor was staying, and was surprised to find him picking up bugs. He even asked Tina if she wanted to try one. Learning that Vor had been homeless for a long time, the kind-hearted Tina took him home. Soon after, Vor noticed a scar on Tina's face, and asked her how she got it. Tina said she'd been struck by lightning as a child. The very next moment, Vor pulled open his shirt, and it turned out he had the exact same scar. Seeing how much they had in common, Tina confided her deepest secret to Vor. Due to a chromosomal defect, she couldn't have children. Every time she saw children, she felt a deep sense of envy. Vor said, "That's because you're different from everyone else." And just like that, Tina and he became best friends. One day, a torrential downpour suddenly broke out outside. Tina had been afraid of lightning ever since she was a child. As the lightning flashed and thunder roared, her breathing instantly became rapid. Unexpectedly, just then, Vor ran back inside. It turned out Vor was afraid of lightning, too, so they held each other tightly. That day, Vor suddenly told Tina a secret. Actually, neither he nor Tina were ordinary humans. They were trolls, as described in legends. Moreover, trolls' genders are reversed. Many years ago, trolls were harmed by humans, and some young trolls had their tails cut off, which explained the scars on their tails. Unexpectedly, these words struck her like a bolt from the blue. After all, Tina clearly had a human father. How could she possibly be a troll, as Vor claimed? So, to verify her suspicions, Tina sought out her father to ask about her origins. Upon learning the truth, Tina instantly broke down. Ever since she was a child, she had endured endless ridicule from others. To prove herself, she had worked tirelessly, only to discover in the end that she wasn't human at all, but a troll her adoptive father had brought home from the forest.